Hello everybody, and welcome on back down in the shop. Come on in, grab a chair, and we'll continue our conversation on smallmouth spawn. Like we said in our first video, if you got a chance to look at that, we were talking about the areas they were in and how smallmouth love rocky areas, with the big rock, and just keep coming down to smaller rocks, big boulders down to smaller rocks, and they'll get in that pea gravel and sandy areas like that. That way, when they lay their eggs, they've got something to attach to. If you didn't get a chance, go back and look at that video. It's a really good, informative video. Had some good comments about it too. So if you can, check that out. Today we're just talking about. We're going to continue that conversation, and we're talking about a do-it-yourself smallmouth spawning bed. Very, very simple to do. We've put them out over on a nearby lake, and they work really well because they draw the lake down, and you can fix them up really well. So we'll cover that. We'll cover some lures, and I think you'll find it very, very informative there. First of all, if you're on a highland reservoir, these suggestions are going to come pretty easy because most highland reservoirs have got rocky banks. They're fairly steep, and they're just made for a smallmouth spawn. Overhanging limbs, laydowns such as that, those are ideal places. Now, talking about that do-it-yourself smallmouth bed, what you'll do, you'll get you a couple of 12-inch concrete blocks, and you're going to space those out about 3.5 foot apart or so, something like that. Get you a 2x6 and cut it and lay it down on top. Now you're wanting to secure that, of course, so it don't float up. But and what they'll do, they'll get down under that 2x6 between those concrete blocks, and they'll spawn right there, and you'll know where they're at. So if you see that on your lake, maybe somebody else has already got that idea. That's what that is. It's a homemade spawning area. One of the really good places that I've found too, also, if you've got them on your lake, if you can come up on a swimming area. Swimming area is good because, number one, there's beach there. They've pushed sand out more than likely, and out on the edges of that beach, you're going to have rock, and you're going to have the same conditions coming down to that sand. So keep those areas in mind as well. Now, just a couple of lures that I like to use, and this, of course, is what I like to use. Maybe what you have on your different lake, you just have to experiment with kind of, but this is what I use, and these are the first things that I throw. First thing I'm going to throw is a shaky head. Shaky head, and that's the color right there, Alabama Crawl. It's made by Zoom. It's very natural. I throw that right into that bed, just right into it. When I see it, I'm going to put it on a shaky head, and I made a video how to make that tail float up. It's called Supercharge Your Shaky Head, to give it a look also. But that's the first thing that I do, because that shaky head is going to stand up in there, and you don't even have to move it. They're going to get after it when they see that fall in there, because, of course, they think they're after the eggs. Second one that I like to throw is a little bit smaller finesse worm on a shaky head. That's a green pumpkin with red flake. Let me see if you can see that red flake in there. Yeah, right there. You see some red flake in that. But that's my second one. I like to throw that in there. Same way again, I'll fix it to where that tail will stand up, throw it right into that bed, and they get after it. Now you have to remember too that you're fishing in 58 to 60 degree water like we talked about, and it's going to be clear. In the summertime, in the springtime, really cold water is a clearer water, especially on your highland reservoirs. And I throw natural looking colors. There's another natural looking color in a crawl you can throw, and you want to throw a natural trailer with that. Again, throw that right into that bed, and he's going to come alive on that bed. Smallmouth spawn season doesn't last very long. Like I said, once that water starts warming up, in most cases, it warms up really fast. So they're not going to be in any kind of real stained water, nothing like that. 3 to 8 foot of water like we talked about in the first video. That's where they're going to be. Another one that I like to throw is a June bug stick bait. Whatever kind you like to throw, that's another one that I like to throw, is that right there. So that's about 4 of my favorite baits that I like to throw into that bed. Don't keep these fish. I mean, practice catch and release on these fish, because that's just what we got to do to keep replenishing that each and every year. Because that male and that female, if they're not caught through the year, they're going to stay in that area, and they're going to go back and they're going to spawn in that area, more than likely. So just a few tips. I hope you can watch that other video and put it with this one here about that smallmouth spawn. It's a lot of fun. Just throw anything in that bed that's going to make them mad, even after they've spawned and the female's left. So with all that being said, I'm glad you came back down to the shop. That's going to be our video for today. And subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed just that little bit of knowledge about what to do with the smallmouth spawn. It's a lot of fun, but you got to know where to go. And just to recap, 58 to 60 degree water, you want to throw right into that bed. You want to look for a lay down that's in the water, not sunken, but up in the water column, just maybe barely under the surface to give them some shade. You want to throw right into that bed with a soft plastic of some kind and keep it very, very natural. And also remember how to make your own do-it-yourself smallmouth spawning bed. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we're going to get into some more subjects before long. I appreciate your subscription to the channel, your comments, your likes. You don't know how much I appreciate each and every one of them. Hey, we don't know it all. That's why I always ask, if you can, to help me out on some comments. So see you next time, and y'all have a great day.